Well, good morning, everyone. This is a very happy occasion, and so I want to take this moment to, first of all, introduce the members of the court that are present with me. To my far right is Justice Catherine Bittigary. To my immediate right is Justice Beth Baker. And then to my immediate left is Justice Lori McKinnon and Justice Jim Rice on the far right. And this is definitely an event we enjoy doing. This is my first time doing it, so I told both of them, if I screw up, get me back on track, because the main event is we want all of you to be admitted to practice law at the end of this event. So congratulations to each of you on this occasion. This is not just a ceremony, it's a marking of a kind of a completion of a lot of hard work and diligence to reach this point of professional accomplishment. And congratulations to the families and friends who have supported each of these new lawyers that are here below, because your support has been very important as well. I will tell you briefly that the only point in law school when I questioned whether I had made the right choice was pretty much most of the first semester. And somehow something clicked during the week before finals week, and suddenly everything was on the line, and I loved it, and I never looked back. But that first semester, I think I probably had a couple of calls to my parents saying, yeah, I might have really screwed up here. I turned down a couple of jobs to go to law school in Missoula, and they said, stick it out. And I suspect that there's more than one of you before us today who had a friend or a family member say, give it a little longer, stick it out, and see if you can get through. So becoming an attorney, becoming a lawyer, is not just a professional certification to do a job. You are entering a profession with colleagues nationwide and certainly statewide that have shared this experience of not only law school, what they say of thinking, learning to think like a lawyer, but also you've now prepared yourself to take on an important responsibility. You've prepared yourself to take on a responsibility that another human being or a corporation or an entity of some kind is going to come to your office, and they are going to ask your help. They're going to trust you to make decisions, to advocate for them, to work towards solutions. And to a great degree, their fate is in your hands. And they may have been a stranger when they walked in the door. But by the time you're done working with them, working for them, and helping them, many times you'll have formed not only a friendship, but certainly a bond of trust and their appreciation for your competence that will affect them for the rest of their lives. That responsibility shouldn't scare, well, it should scare you a little bit. That's always good when you're a young lawyer to be a little bit scared, because that propels you to do the kind of research and the kind of preparation that you need to be successful. But that prospect should also give you some excitement and give you some confidence that you do, in fact, you have been given the tools, you have been given the resources, and you've learned the methodology to solve problems. When I started law school, I thought there was just this great big stack of books on a shelf somewhere, and when I read all those books, I was ready to be a lawyer. And what we realize is there's certainly a lot of substantive knowledge you have to have, but really what you learn as a lawyer is how to find the answer, how to solve problems, how to counsel and advise someone who's going through a crisis. So you all have those initial tools. This is not the end. This is merely an inflection point on your journey to being that trusted professional. And in so doing, you've entered a profession and you've joined colleagues before you for generations, after you for generations, currently practicing, judges who were practicing attorneys. You have joined colleagues who understand that maybe the most important commodity in the profession of being an attorney, in the practice of law, is trust. It's trust. Trust as an individual to do the right thing. Trust to be loyal to that client and their interests. and their trust in you that if you don't know the answer, you will work tirelessly to try and find the answer, and you'll work tirelessly to try and sometimes there isn't a good solution to their case, but you'll try to get them to the best position they can. That trust is an increasingly rare commodity in our country, in our society, but you can be part of that next generation of professionals that builds more trust in our society. And I have every expectation that you have the skills to do it. So from today forward, it's your decision, your choice on how you practice law. But that trust is essential to what it means to be an attorney, a counselor at law, advocating for not only the right answer, but the just answer for whatever case you happen to be working on. So let's get ready to begin that journey, shall we? As we move into the motion portion of this hearing, there are multiple people here who have a special movement who is going to come forward to actually make the motion for admission for that individual person. And the desk, the very front right desk here with the name Moore on it, M-O-O-R-E, has a microphone. So the special movement, you can just come up and stand and use that microphone to address the court. And in doing so, you're invited to make some brief remarks about the individual that you are making the motion for. And please include in your remarks whether they have met all the requirements and the qualifications necessary to be admitted to the State Bar of Montana. So, are we ready to begin? These are not in alphabetical order, so first special movement is Abby Noel Shea Massengale, and I believe she is appearing on behalf of Zachary Massengale. Zachary, please stand. And it does come out of the holder. So.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. I, Abby Shea, am an attorney here in Montana, and I moved for my husband, Zachary Massengale, to be moved into the Montana the Montana Bar, and he has met all qualifications. I am so proud of him and so excited for this journey that we are starting together.
Thank you, and your motion is granted, and I was already helped out by a colleague. So subsequent movements, the individual who is going to be admitted can also come forward with the movement. So your motion has been granted. Thank you. So next I'm going to ask Kaylin Hitchcock to come forward, I believe on behalf of Camden Hitchcock.
Good morning, and may it please the court. My name is Kaylin Hitchcock, and I am an active member in good standing of the bar of this court. Today, I have the honor of moving for the admission of my sister, Camden Avery Hitchcock, to the practice of law in this state. As her big sister, I've had the privilege of watching Camden grow into an amazing woman and advocate, and I would be honored to practice alongside her. I certify that she is qualified for admission to the state bar. She graduated from law school, passed the MPRE, Character and Fitness, and the Uniform Bar Exam, with a score far in excess of what is necessary to be admitted. Therefore, I respectfully move this court to admit Camden Avery Hitchcock to the bar of the state of Montana.
Thank you, and your motion is granted. Next, I'm going to ask Dimitrios Solikidis to present Alexander Clark. You can just stand there. You can stand there. So, I'm going to get this right by the end of the day, I promise. Go ahead, sir.
Good morning, Your Honors. Dimitrios Solikidis here, attorney with the Appellate Defender's Office, and It's such a pleasure to be here to move for the admission of my good friend Alexander Bjorn Clark. It's also a little strange, and the reason I say that is Mr. Clark has actually been a mentor to me since I first set out on the journey to become an attorney. And he's already had extensive experience in the legal field, having worn many hats for the Montana Legal Services Association and for Access to Justice. I have no doubt that Mr. Clark's commitment to the rule of law, to justice, and his love for Montana will make him an invaluable member of this community. Also, upon information and belief, he has met all the requirements for admission to the bar. Therefore, I respectfully move this court to admit Mr. Clark to the Montana Bar.
Thank you, and your motion is granted. Next, we have Drew Gertner on behalf of Shane Higgins.
Good morning, Justices. May it please the Court. My name is Drew Moore Gertner, a licensed attorney here in the state of Montana, and I am honored to present Shane Russell Higgins, our new associate attorney. He's a Bozeman native. He's everything a Montana attorney should be. Smart, tough, kind, and diligent, but most importantly, he put himself through law school, passed the bar with flying colors while raising 2 girls. So I have the honor of representing to you that he has passed and qualified in every way to be admitted to the state bar, and I hereby move the court for the admission of Shane Russell Higgins.
Thank you, and your motion is granted. Next, I'm going to ask Jackson Maynard to come forward on behalf of Jessica Maynard.
Okay, standing closer. Good morning, Justices. My name is Jackson Maynard. I have the distinct privilege of being here to move for the admission of my younger sister, Jessica, to the bar. Jessica will be the 6th attorney in our family to be admitted to the bar, whether it's some sort of generational momentum that has brought us here or just a lack of creativity. We're all extremely lucky to have her here. It doesn't take long to look into her resume to see that she could have been anything she wanted, and all of us as members of the bar are lucky that she chose to be an attorney. And so it's with that, I would respectfully ask that the court grant my motion to admit Jessica Maynard to the State Bar of Montana.
Thank you, and your motion is granted. Next, I'm going to ask the Honorable Kristen Juris to come forward on behalf of Jennifer Hurst. Morning, Lieutenant Governor.
Good morning, Your Honors. It's a pleasure to be here with you to celebrate this day and all of these students. My name is Kristen Juris. I am the Lieutenant Governor, but also have been a member of the Montana State Bar since 1988. And I am pleased to move for the admission of Jennifer June Hurst to the State Bar. Jennifer did her clinic with the Governor's office, learned by fire, came during the 2025 legislative session. Very diligent worker, hard worker, common sense, problems solver, and she will be a wonderful addition to the State Bar. I do certify that she has met all of the requirements for admission and make a motion that you would approve her admittance to the State Bar.
Thank you, and your motion is granted. Next is Martin Rogers on behalf of Deanna Dasson.
Good morning, Mr. Chief Justice and Associate Justices of the Montana Supreme Court. My name is Martin Rogers. I'm an attorney at Warden Thane in Missoula. I'm honored to be moving for the admission of Deanna Desan to practice law in this court. She has met all of the qualifications. I've known her long before law school. She's an amazing, kind, and incredibly intelligent person, and I appreciate her energy. And she's someone that I can trust, and I think that's incredibly important in a colleague. And with that, I move for the admission of Deanna to practice law in this state.
All right, thank you. Your motion is granted. Next is Noah Hill on behalf of Jamie Ross.
Good morning, and may it please the court. My name is Noah Hill. I'm an attorney at Warden Thane in Missoula, and it is my privilege to be here as a special movement on behalf of Jamie Ross this morning. Jamie has satisfied all of the requirements and qualifications to be admitted as a member of the Montana State Bar, and Jamie is going to be a smart and talented advocate for his clients. But more importantly than that, Jamie is a kind and compassionate person. He holds himself to a high level of integrity, and will be a tremendous asset to our legal community. Therefore, I'd move the court for his admission.
All right. Thank you, and your motion is granted. Next, I'll ask Thane Johnson to come forward with Aaron Broston.
Respectfully, I move this court for the admission of Aaron Broston to be a member of the bar. Aaron had the, I'm not sure it's the privilege, but had my tutelage for her last semester of law school, which means she had to endure me every business day and listen to my war stories all the time. She's going to be an excellent member of the bar, and she's met all of the qualification. She will be a fine lawyer and a fellow farm and ranch kid. I respectfully move for her admission.
Thank you, and your motion is granted. Next is William Joyce on behalf of Margaret Joyce.
May it please the court, Mr. Chief Justice, members of the court. My name is Bill Joyce, and it is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce to you and move for the admission of my daughter, Margaret Ann Joyce, to be a member of the Montana Bar. Margaret joins her father and an aunt and uncle and numerous cousins in the legal profession. She also will join her late grandfather as an attorney. He was sworn in to the bar in 1949. I'm sure that Margaret will have a long and successful career, and we will be able to say that there's been at least 100 years of continuous service to clients in Montana by the Joyce family. She has completed all of her coursework at the University of Montana. She has passed the requisite exams. She is a person of spunk and moral character, and she will be a fine lawyer. And with that, I move for her admission.
Thank you. Your motion is granted.
At the end, we have one more.
And I know there were some folks who had some travel issues. Is Dennis Bear Don't Walk present? He is present. Please come forward on behalf of Erica Camposan. Yeah, that one comes out of the holder there. Yeah, it's short cord.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you for your patience. We hit a lot of road construction here that I didn't anticipate. So my name is Dennis Baird-Walk. May it please the court. I am a practicing attorney. I've been working for the Crow tribe for the majority of my career. I'm currently working for the legislative branch of that tribe. I am Erica Camposan's uncle, and I moved to court for her admission today. It's been my great honor and pleasure being her uncle all these years. Erica's been a very intelligent, super intelligent child, but also very funny, got a great sense of humor, and very athletic. She used to shoot a bow and arrow. I don't know if she's told anyone that, but her dad had her trained up in martial arts and boxing and archery, and so she's been a very cool person to watch grow up. And when she embarked on this journey to become an attorney, I was very excited for her, and I've tried to assist and support her in whatever way I can. And she's met all of her qualifications, graduated from law school, passed the bar exam, and she's going to be, I know, a powerful advocate in her line of work and whatever area of law she chooses to go into. I'm really hoping it's going to be Indian law. And with that, I move the court for her admission.
Thank you, and your motion is granted.
Thank you.
And is Judge Christopher present? I am going to ask her to come up on behalf of Christopher O'Conlow.
My name is District Judge Kim Christopher. I'm retired recently. I know a number of you. It's really great to see all of you. I wasn't sure whether I could do this because we can't typically practice law, but it would be my great honor to move for the admission of my son, Remington Christopher O'Connell. Oh. This was a process, I guess, and I didn't realize this was going to hit me, but he's been working at this for a long time and started when he was 4. He looked at me one day when I asked him to do something, and he said, "Do I look like an adult?" And at that point, he was probably big enough to be one, and he's grown since that time. But I said, "No, you really probably don't," and I went and took care of it. But that was the first argument he won, and he's kept track of all of those arguments. And now I think he will be in the perfect position to proceed forward with that. I am awfully proud of him. He managed to get a scholarship to the University of Florida, which meant he didn't get to be a double grizzly like so many of us. But he still takes great pride in his Montana roots. And his fiancée is up here in the gallery waiting for this process. But he has taken all of the tests, passed through the University of Florida, and passed the Montana State Bar and all of the required certifications and requirements to become an attorney. And it is with great pride that I offer him for admission to the State Bar of Montana.
Thank you, and your motion is granted.
Thank you very much.
Well, that concludes that portion with the special movement. I am going to ask Aislinn Brown to come forward. Aislinn is the president of the State Bar of Montana, and she is going to now prepare for not only I think she's going to hopefully address you briefly, and then, are you going to address them?
Yep, I have a
All
little
right,
speech.
and then she's going to make a motion. So.
Okay. Thank you, Chief Justice. Today, I'm honored to have the opportunity to speak to you all, the soon-to-be newest members of the State Bar of Montana. Congratulations, you've done it. You've spent those late nights studying, sweated through getting called on in class when you didn't study, balanced internships, work, classwork, and for some of you, raising families. And you passed the final test, the bar exam. In a few moments, you will take an oath reflecting the high standards of your new profession. You will swear to act in good faith, with truth and honor, to be candid, fair, and courteous toward your clients, other attorneys, and the court. Each of these is important, But I want to talk about the first commitment you will make in your oath, which is to support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state of Montana. Let that sink in. What a profound obligation that is. What a responsibility. As lawyers, you are the defenders of our foundation of democracy. And what a time to be taking that oath less than a year from the 250th anniversary of the United States Declaration of Independence. And just over 50 years after the people of Montana adopted our state constitution. So how do you support the United States and Montana constitutions? Well, fortunately, the preamble to Montana's Rules of Professional Conduct provides some guidance on that. Lawyers are referred to throughout the preamble as public citizens. Section 7 provides, as a public citizen, a lawyer should seek to improvement of the law, access to the legal system, the administration of justice, and the quality of service rendered by the legal profession. As a member of a learned profession, a lawyer should cultivate knowledge of the law beyond its use for clients, employ that knowledge in reform of the law, and work to strengthen legal education. In addition, a lawyer should further the public's understanding of and confidence in the rule of law and the justice system, because legal institutions in a constitutional democracy depend on popular participation and support to maintain their authority. A lawyer should also be mindful of deficiencies in the administration of justice and of the fact that the poor, and sometimes persons who are not poor, cannot afford adequate legal assistance. Therefore, all lawyers should devote professional time and resources and use civic influence to ensure equal access to our system of justice, and for all those who, because of economic or social barriers, cannot afford to secure adequate legal counsel. A lawyer should aid the legal profession in pursuing these objectives and should help the bar regulate itself in the public interest. We, as lawyers, are unique among other professions in that we are officers of the courts. Our role and our duty is to preserve the rule of law. Whether providing pro bono services, educating others on the importance of our legal system, or assisting clients find order through chaotic and difficult times, you will all have a role to play in doing so. And you are not alone. You will quickly find that the State Bar of Montana, while small, is mighty. We have some incredible practitioners and judges, some of who are in front of you here today, who will be role models and mentors as you build your legal careers. I would encourage you to reach out to your local bar, the new lawyers section, or a section in your practice area to get involved. And maybe one day you will be up here welcoming the newest class of Montana lawyers. I think I can speak for all of us on the State Bar Board when I say congratulations and welcome. We look forward to working with you as we continue to keep Montana the last best place. Mr. Chief Justice, the following candidates have met the qualifications and requirements for admission to the State Bar of Montana, and I hereby move their admission. I'm going to read some names. I have a hard name to pronounce. I'm probably going to butcher yours. Just know mine's been butchered even worse. Please stand when I call your name. Reed W. Allen. Sarah M. Arno. Colleen A. Baker. Joseph R. Banish. Dylan T. Barkley. Bridget Billing. Amanda Ray Blair. Gunnar Orion Boos. Cynthia Bradford Linchoni. Aaron Matthew Burr. Anna Alita Butterfield. Sapphire V. Carter. Lindsay S. Colbert. Balin Douglas Craythorne. Lauren Eileen D'Angelo. William Gregory Dykeman. Rachel Garwin. Nolan Thomas Gibbs. Noah Pierre Gibson. Kyle K. Glanzer. Garrett M. Gwynn. Dalton Michael Hafner. Lauren E. Halverson. John Taylor Hamilton. Tanner Harris. Marguerite Adair Henning. Emily Ann Hauk. Sarah Jean Kaiser, I'm so sorry, Keiser, I think. Tiffany Chloe Kumar. Riley Lou Lamb, Annie Healy Lawler, Esther Elizabeth Lines, Alexis Margaret Maddie, Hannah Victoria Marinkovic, Noah Stewart Mattis, Stockton M. May, Thomas Stephen Michael McClintock, Andrew McIntyre III, Sophia Mahler Keller, Ryan Lamont Morgan, Nathaniel Morin Ferguson, Brooklyn Hope Palin, Jacob J. Polgar, Elizabeth Robertson, James Travis Roush, Sydney Sandifer, Charlie Silsby, Grace K. Sorensen, Parker J. Spat, Colin Patrick Stetzner, Zoe Lynn Tomei, William Guy Thomas, Samantha E. Van Leeuwen, Maggie Morgan Volk, Meridian Scout Wappet, Michaela White, Sarah Catherine Yarlett. Your Honor, I would...
Can you approach?
Yep. Thank you, Chief Justice. I apologize. Tessa Renee Hammond. Mr. Chief Justice, these...
Is there anyone whose name hasn't been called either by a special movement or by Ms. Brown? Okay, sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, thank you. Mr. Chief Justice, these individuals have met the qualifications to be members of the State Bar, and I move their admission.
Well, thank you. Congratulations, all of you, and the motion is granted. Now I'm going to ask the clerk of the Supreme Court to step forward to administer the oath. So I believe all of you, including the ones who had special movements, go ahead and stand if you're able to prepare for the oath.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bowen Greenwood. I'm the clerk of the Montana Supreme Court. If all the new attorneys would please raise their right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Montana, and will faithfully discharge the duties of an attorney and counselor of law to the best of my knowledge and ability. I accept and will faithfully follow the affirmations of my written oath of admission to the Bar of the State of Montana and the rules of professional conduct promulgated by the Supreme Court of Montana. So help me God. Congratulations. Welcome to the bar.
Well, congratulations, all of you. Before I adjourn, I know there's family members and supporters here, so if you all want to stay for a few minutes, take pictures, shake hands, etc., feel free to do so, and then eventually we'll kick you out. So with that, we are adjourned.